Hi, I'm Mike Proud. Thanks for tuning back into my channel. And today, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how I made these heart-shaped boxes. This is walnut, maple, and cherry. You have to cut some thin stock, but it's a good bit of fun. I chose not to do any flocking on the inside, the fuzzy felt stuff, but maybe the next one I will. But this one requires a little bit more sanding and fine-tuning to get it nice inside, but I thought it was worth it. They came out great. Hope you stick to the end and decide to make one for yourself, or two, or three. They make great gifts. Thanks. So I saw this cool pattern over here for the, they called it a leaf-shaped box. I'll put a link to this video because I thought it was pretty cool. And I set out making that. But then I thought, well, maybe something a little bit different. So I'm going to do this heart-shaped box. It will have a walnut top and a maple core. Started by making this pattern. But anyway, what I intend to do is use this flush trim bit. Maybe unsheath it. This will go on top of one of the layers of maple, and then when I use it in the router table, it will follow along the pattern on the inside. It'll follow along the outside. I will get one of these cool heart-shaped blanks, and once I have that done, I'll glue the second one on and use the pattern bit to trace around that one, theoretically making them identical. Cut out and taped to the blank, I guess you call it. You can see it hangs over just a little bit. I'm going to trim that with a router now. Well, that didn't go well. Well, shit. So it's important as you go to number everything. And on this one, because I'm starting to get confused about which way is up. All these pieces are fit to a specific one. You need to cut the inside out, and then this fits in that. The next important thing here is when I'm adding layers, I nearly thought, well, I'll just glue that up. But what you have to do is glue these together and then level this up and make this smooth inside, and then you can glue it down, and then I'll have the box, and then I can make the lid. This will go onto the lid, fit tightly into that recess like that, and then I'll trim everything on the outside. So really important at this stage, now that there's glue on this, is to make sure all of the edges are aligned properly. You want this to overhang just a little bit because you want to smooth this down and make this level. Same thing goes for the outside. I cut this a little bit large so I could sand it down. It gets one more layer before I do that. But you need to make sure this layer is good because this is the last chance you'll get to do the inside. I have so many clamps on here, you can't even see the piece I clamped. But it's in there. This is the finishing stage for these boxes. So, Got the back on, I got the lid on, and I sanded them at the disc sander so that these edges are square and flat. Now, since it was a disc sander, I'm getting these marks out. Just takes a little time. Sorry for the noise. So this is the bottom. I'm going to just use the sander to kind of ease these edges. I do a little bit more on the top side, make it a little bit more rounder. You could sculpt that even a little bit more if you want, but I'm going to leave it mostly flat. But here we go. So you could do this on the router table, but that's a pain. Plus, you can get a pretty decent edge if you just kind of use your own creativity. Kind of round it over till it looks good, and when it stops looking good, stop. Another tip. This helps. If you've had a rotten day at work, there's nothing like making some sawdust. And when you get a pretty decent result like I think I've got here, pretty good fit. When I put the finish on that, there we go. Coming soon. Last little thing on this. These edges can be very sharp if you want them to be. I just kissed them to make them a little bit less like a blade and just tip the corners here. So otherwise they're pretty sharp. But this is done. I'll put my brand on the back, get it ready for finish. Just getting ready to put the brand on there, heating it with a torch. You get it good and hot, and then you have a piece of scrap ready to go. I'm going to brand this piece of cherry, but it'll work on the walnut as well. Obviously, you're just burning wood, but you get one shot at it. So get it nice and hot. Square it up. So I have markings on here to tell me what direction to go. Let's try one more. All right, I'm going to go with it. All the markings I put in there are now gone because of the heat. Everything cool. Ta-da! I'm happy with those. Everything will cool down and dry off and be ready for some finish. 6:30 a.m. I was dressed for work, and I don't know, I just didn't feel like going yet, and so I got undressed for work. I got dressed for the shop. I'm gonna throw a coat of clear on here, just because I want to. I'll go to work. I won't be late. It'll be fine. That's all. Some days you just need to pace yourself. That's what I'm doing today. Pacing myself.